Hey, Matt Stephenson at Symantec Vision 2014. My continuous search for the most interesting person in the world. I think I'm getting close.
No, I'm leaving.
No, see, now he can't leave.
No.
With an intro like that.
You can't do that, no.
We are here with the Senior Vice President for Latin America, Alan Miles. A history that I'm almost afraid to try to say into, but what we're going to open with is a deathly fear of birds, which is
deathly.
Oddly ironic given your history. One running a company that was a helicopter manufacturer. How does one actually go from that into now working with Symantec software?
Well, so first of all, everyone should know that there are birds in this building.
There
right?
are.
I have seen birds flying around, and I have an absolute innate fear of birds inside buildings because they're going to come and attack me.
If in the middle of this he just takes off, now you know why.
That'll be the reason. Yeah, I moved to the United States in 2006, and it's been an interesting ride. Wasn't a helicopter manufacturer, but I moved here to run a company that has a specialist camera system and 52 helicopters across the United States. So I don't have a fear of those birds, just the small tweety kinds.
I think it's the revenge from putting the metal birds in the air. The birds want their piece.
I tell you, we had an incident which was very interesting. Is if you get a bird strike in a helicopter, if the bird hits you straight on, it enters the cockpit. And we had one that entered the cockpit. It was a seagull, right? When a seagull enters the cockpit, it leaves a fishy smell for about 12 years. Frightening.
They're probably none too happy when they get in there, if they live through it.
Exactly, yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what you were doing when you were working in the helicopter industry. What is it that brought you in that? I don't know if you're innately a helicopter fan.
No, not at all. I mean, it was one of those strange moments where I had no history with helicopters, film, TV, camera systems or anything, but dare I say it, they needed someone with a bit of common sense who perhaps knew how to run a business and understood a P&L and how a business might work. It was a tremendous experience, truly a matter of life and death. If helicopters weren't maintained correctly, then obviously there are issues. One of the great things we had the pleasure of doing was providing the aerial camera system that we manufactured and built with specialist camera systems from Sony to the Planet Earth series.
Nice.
And then the following series, Frozen Planet. So we were dealing with service level agreements for the BBC in extraordinarily low temperatures, flying with wind chill factors that would make your ears fall off. And if that camera system failed, the whole shoot was irrelevant. So, the concept of customer service, the concept of service level delivery, it doesn't really matter what industry you're in, you're serving the customer and you need to serve the customer well. In some things, it truly matters that you do it properly because those big birds mustn't fall out of the sky.
Right, and certainly not to attack you.
No, exactly.
So
Hang on a second.
Yeah, quick check.
We're still good.
All right. So with your experience in that, making the move in with Symantec now, especially your position with Latin America, what are some of the initiatives you're looking to do, and with your past experience, how does that come into play?
Sure, thank you for that question. I mean, maybe it might be true that I know as much about Latin America as I did about helicopters when I began. I don't
think all of Latin America is going to attack you, though.
I think maybe not. Maybe the team thinks that. I think it's the same. There's some principles, right? Which is, I can talk, I accept that, but you have to listen. And so all of the initiatives that are going on in Latin America, they're not thought about by some weird Welsh guy that doesn't speak Spanish or Portuguese. This is the team telling us what customers need. And if we listen well, then really my role has been sort of almost ambassadorial, right? To be the ambassador of the Latin America region at headquarters in Mountain View. And to be able to enable the team to get what they need to serve partners and customers. And so what I hope I bring is that enablement, because as you know, the Latin America geography is on fire. I mean, this is an incredibly fast-growing geography with the eyes of the world on them this year. World Cup particularly bringing tremendous attention, and the world's greatest sport, soccer.
Although rugby, I think, has a significant piece of that pie as well.
Yes, it's not, for me, it's not quite the right shaped ball. My home country, Wales, is perhaps a little better at rugby than it is at soccer. We can predict that Wales will not win the World Cup. Soccer.
Right there, you heard it here first. Ladbrokes, get your money down now.
The reason is they didn't qualify for the World Cup.
Well, yeah,
at all.
You can still make that bet, though, and safely be assured.
Exactly, yeah.
So any initiatives right now, anything that specifically with the geography that you're working in, the reasons why it's so important to Symantec that might be different from some of the other regions, whether it's North America, EMEA, APJ?
I think that we have some problems that need solving that are different. So in some of the markets, currency and inflation are socio-economic issues that we have to be concerned about. We have to be very careful about how we play in the government space in terms of the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. But also to that, we are investing heavily in the market right now. So Symantec is really very behind Latin America as a geography. So it created Latin America as our fourth geography, and it's investing in infrastructure and coverage and our partners in order to get the kind of growth that we're seeing from the market as a whole. So initiatives, government business in Mexico, the way we sell appliances, one of our best-selling product lines in Brazil, ensuring that customers have local payment capabilities with their credit cards, focusing very, very hard on bringing the systems integrators, the Accentures, the IBMs, the Deloittes, the HPs, to help us with our largest customers. And then focusing on all of those countries that make up what we call multi-country Latin America, the Colombias, the Argentinas, the Perus, markets that are in various states of growth that need attention and that have real potential for our company.
And that's why we bring the only man that I'm aware of at Symantec who has ridden in a helicopter, met the Queen, and hung out with the Royals at a polo match.
All by sheer accident.
Right. I don't believe it for a minute. Aled Miles, Senior Vice President for Latin America. As I said, our constant search for the most interesting person at Symantec.
You failed.
I think we got it.
You failed.
Keep coming back, because believe me, if this one isn't it, the next one will be absolutely mind-boggling, so stick around.